this came up in a lot of meetings this week. Satisfaction, how to feel satisfaction, because I'm working with a lot of high-ranking or seemingly high-ranking business people, and I think the closer you are to privilege and reward, the more you are believing that you can be happy as long as X, Y, and Z happens. Whereas I think the further you are away from monetary reward and privilege, things being pleasant most of the time, the more you realize that you've just got to seek happiness and satisfaction that is unconditional, meaning not dependent on the conditions. So, most of us can relate to being happy. We have goals, and we can imagine, once I reach my goal, I'm going to be really happy. I just need to keep going, And so, I think a lot of us can sort of withstand a certain amount of pain in the moment, because we can see that soon there will be some relief and I'll be happy. And we could call that conditional happiness, which means as long as the conditions are right and things progress towards my goal, I'll be happy. So as long as, I achieve that goal. But it really leaves outside of the frame all the conditions in the moment that enable our goal to occur. So the body, for example, we often don't think about the condition of the body. As long as the body's working fine and, everything falls into place and I keep taking steps towards my goal, then I can be happy. So we've really placed our happiness, the possibility of it, on these conditions, like the body functioning, society functioning, random violence not happening, just every little thing. And so it's as if these plans in our mind, we think that that's running the show, but it's actually very little part of the total outcome, because so many things are dependent on the conditions. So that's conditional happiness, and I think we should all enjoy conditional happiness. When the conditions are right, enjoy it. It's not about denying enjoyment. It's not about ignoring reality and being divorced, disconnected from where there is pleasure and pleasant. But I think in the meantime, especially if we're doing well and things are mostly going our way, I like to say I don't really have a anxiety disorder except when things aren't going my way. And the second things aren't going my way, I overdraw my bank account, or I suddenly owe some money, or some little detail like that, usually about money, but sometimes about emotional relationship stuff. As soon as that little condition flips, my happiness leaves and I enter a state of panic. So that to me says that's the level of my training. My training isn't, when things are going well, you don't really get to see how well I've trained the mind. You get to see how well I've trained the mind in good conditions. But eventually life will deliver us some less than good conditions, if not already, many times. So we've got this opportunity to train the mind through cultivating happiness right now. Because if I'm only ever practicing conditional happiness, off in the future, as soon as this happens, I'll be happy, I'll be content, then I'm actually only ever practicing future happiness, and future is never here. Future is always in the future. So we have to actually create the capacity within us right now to feel happiness and contentedness with what is right now, because there's always something else. And if I practice for 40 years, I'm really looking forward to retirement and I'll be happy once I can do that, then 40 years will pass and I've never cultivated the internal capacity for happiness and satisfaction with this moment right now. I've only ever practiced the reflex of happiness in the future, and so future, of course, never comes. So be happy now. Don't worry. Life takes care of life. Everything else is just icing on the top. if you have good fortune, enjoy it. In our aging bodies, if you can still walk, enjoy it. There's a koan that goes, if you get what you want, be happy, and if you don't get what you want, be happy. And then I was meeting with this teacher, my monk in Korea. She, I'm still recording. She said, don't worry. That was her advice to me. And I was like, for sure, don't worry. So anyway, that was kind of nice to hear from her. Like it doesn't matter what's going on. No need to worry. It's, of course, come up with plans. The brain has thoughts and can make plans, just like the eyes can see and the nose can smell. But those thoughts and plans are no more important than any other sensory information. The heart, feelings, all that stuff. So, of course, keep planning, but don't worry. Okay, how's that for a talk?